long way. In addition, I would hope to see materials at the voting locations. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, we have Bobby McGowan. Bobby McGowan. Okay, and we also have Ruben Sierra and Marcia Martin. Stephen Matteau. Hi, how are you?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Bobby McGowan, former mayor of Temple City, and I'm here today because I'm very upset about the proceedings that have gone on. I hope you will look at both sides of the coin. Mr. Logan presented a very nice whatever, and I only have to tell you that I called his office like a month and a half ago and asked to speak to him. At that time, I was told the FBI was with him and they were investigating frauds within the voting system. What they said, what I was told from his deputy, was that solicitors were turning ballots that said Republican into Democrat before they were turning them in. So you might find out if the FBI really was there and why. In retrospect, one of my friends who was a college professor said she asked people in her class and they said they checked their ballots and they were registered as Republicans, where in fact they were Democrats. I found it very annoying to find out that there were supposed to be truckloads of supplies within our county ready to go to hotspots to relieve the problems, such as crossover ballots, not having enough of them, not having enough Democratic ballots, etc. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. Next speaker.
Yes, I'm Ruben Sierra. I'm a organizer with the National Union of Healthcare Workers. I was a volunteer for Bernie Sanders' presidential election in East LA and in Hollywood. From my experience, voters registered for the Democratic Party were placed on Republican roll sheets. The county registrar's office expressed that voters' signatures may have been forged, resulting in the change of their party preference. No party preference voters were denied crossover ballots. And lastly, voting machines at specific polling places were malfunctioning and not accepting ballots that were cast.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hi, my name is Marcia Martin, and I was a poll inspector at precinct 0800013A in Bell Gardens. My issues I experienced on my poll, for the sake of time, I'll just list the common problems. My biggest problem occurring with most frequency were voters who were listed as vote by mail. Some did not know of their status. Many claimed they never signed up for it. The majority of the vote by mail voters on my poll claimed they never received their ballot in the mail. Secondly, many people who were in the correct precinct poll were not on my voter roster or supplemental roster. This included voters who had voted in previous elections and had not changed address. Thirdly, people who appeared under a different political party all of a sudden were changed as another party. Again, most of these were seasoned voters. A few of them had been Democrats for decades. All of the above people had to vote provisionally. I was short-staffed and the in-person training for poll inspector was inadequate and extremely rushed for the amount of information provided. Trust in the election process is central to a democracy. Without this trust, true democracy cannot exist. What happened on election day is unacceptable.
Thank you. Okay, next speaker.
Good morning. My name is Stefan Matteau, and I'm the LA representative for Black Men for Bernie. I had the privilege and opportunity of meeting with Mr. Dean Logan and Aaron as well on Saturday prior to the election. And some of the concerns that we voiced were the ones that you're hearing as each speaker has come up. We knew that there was going to be a shortage of ballots in areas. We knew that there was going to be an issue with no party preference voters not being told the correct information We did not know that there was going to be an issue with people not being on the register, that were not on the actual roster themselves. And we offered help to be able to get that information out to the community so that they can make sure their voice counted properly. We were also assured that those areas were going to have people that had ballot shortage, they were going to be provided, and those things didn't happen. And we really need to make sure that we're focusing on getting the answers to the serious problem, which is not solving the issues on election day. There was no system in place to make sure that those things were handled, and we spoke about that, and we were assured that there was a system that was there for that, and that system was not active on election day.
Thank you. We have Brian Carulas, Sofia Canyon, Sonia Contreras, Emery Rogers, Sean Fula. Good, sir. State your name.
My name is Brian Carolis. I'm an elected delegate of the 33rd District of the state. I am a permanent vote-by-mail voter. I'm also a registered Democrat for nearly 10 years. I wear this white band on my arm in solidarity of all my brothers and sisters across this county, across the state, across this country, whose votes have been disenfranchised or nearly disenfranchised, as in my case. In my case, I never received my vote-by-mail ballot. The rest of my family did. I never did. I went to my polling location. What I saw horrified me. The Marine Park polling location. They had stacks and stacks of provisional ballots, no Democratic ballots anywhere. They saw my address in the rolls. They did not give me a ballot. I had to drive to Norwalk, an hour to Norwalk, in gridlock traffic to find out what happened. They sent my ballot to Japan, 5,000 miles across the ocean, to an address I haven't lived in 2 years, even though they found me on the voter rolls and I checked my registration the night before on the Secretary of State website. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Well, my name is Sofia Canyon, and I feel that our democracy is being taken away from us. I do not trust the ballots themselves, and I don't trust the tallying machine. I think it all has to do with coding, and I think that hopefully the RICO Act lawsuit will go through so that every voting machine in the state of California and in other states will be audited. Some of these voting machines are owned by private corporations that have their own self-interest. So I stand in solidarity with everyone who was lynched, murdered, tortured, force-fed throughout the years, who even sacrificed their lives for the right to vote. And this right is being denied across our country, and everyone is
Hey, can you please just honor our decorum, and if you want to express yourself, as we say, raise the roof, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Next speaker.
Should I? Okay. Hi, I'm Roshan Akula. I just graduated from UCR on Saturday, and during my time at UCR, we registered more voters than any other UC. I got involved in helping out with Bernie Sanders at UCR, and I talked to many people and students, and they told me there's voter suppression going around and everywhere, at many states, and it's really upsetting that it came here to California. Last week, these students were coming to vote were also under the pressure of taking their finals. So it is much more, it's upsetting that they have to learn that they have to, that their vote didn't count, even when they took a lot of time out of their studying to come and take the time to vote. They're trying to get involved.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hello, my name is Emery Rogers. Last week during the election, I was a candidate for the United States Senate. I showed up to my polling place in 3 separate incidents, was tried to hand a provisional ballot even though my name existed on every ballot in the state of California as a Democrat. It shouldn't have happened. In the end, I was offered a ballot because they couldn't find my name in the book even though they had me try to sign the book on someone else's name. And when the poll worker discovered that my name wasn't in the book, she offered me a Democratic ballot, which we discovered that I was at the wrong table. They had sent me to the wrong table, and I was in fact registered as a Democrat. I'd like to make 3 suggestions into the future so that we can correct this problem. Instead of presenting antiquated systems, it should not be as hard to vote or harder than it is to set up a Facebook account. If I may have only about 20 more seconds, Kazakhstan, the president of, was here in the United States a few weeks ago, and he presented that within 2 years, they had moved their entire election system over to a full registration system and a system that could be voted by phone without any irregularities presented in a 98% vote.
Thank
And
you.
may I also suggest that no count should be submitted because public opinion is relevant until the entire count is complete.
Sonia Contreras, Nosomu Yamanaka, Roberta Fox Mabel, Craig White, Christina Nguyen, Dominic Mananes.